God has sent someone to invite us to come and say it. So I got to where they were doing register. So I stood. I was defeated there. The guy just wanted to tell me, come and write. He said, no, you are a speaker. I seen this face in the manual. I said, aha, at least somebody was intelligent. Because I wanted to come in without writing. I wanted to come in and just sit there in the congregation. But that man caught me, you know. So, let there be light. Have understanding. Anywhere you are, be the one to itemize irregularities. Be the one to... It doesn't matter. There was a bomb blast in Kano State. The police said it is a gas explosion. So it doesn't matter whether you are a police. I have discernment. I may know more than you. After investigation, our DSS have come out to say we found XYZ. So it doesn't matter. That light must show anywhere you are. It must show. The people cleaning the church must understand that once in a while you check inside this thing. Because if I put something in this verse now, and this verse, the size that I'm seeing, I did bomb disposal explosive management course in the military. I was an instructor in Army Bomb School in Makurdi at a point in my service. So I know what it is to put a controlled explosive here. Whilst your hall is filled up, somebody can just press a button somewhere. So you are looking for a bomb disposal machine outside. Someone can come in, like one of the cleaners. A cleaner can be compromised through some incentives. In every multitude that we have, there are mixments. Yeah. That's why you see some pictures where people carry a woman's bag in church and just quickly go outside. Because he has not been trained. He has not received the word. His mind has not been renewed. So there's that tendency that he may falter along the way. Many of us are in the grooming process. When we fall down sometimes, senior pastors come, they still raise you up and say, don't do that again. You are a man of God. I'm a man of God. I'll not do it again. You know, so sometimes when you find yourself committing some little sins like that, you call yourself to order. That is why the Bible said, don't forsake the assembly of the brethren. So the light, let there be light. Why will God say, let there be light? Why? So we will have that discernment. See, security is not, that's why people still are afraid of Israel today. Because everybody is a security operative. Look at the next thing God did. He separated the water from and he called this one water. He called this the dry land earth. I don't know, look, go and read Genesis. He called the dry land earth, and he called the other one water. What is he doing? He's partitioning. They took me somewhere. It's a partitioning. In that enclave there, it's a separate place. You know, it's a partitioning. Where I am now is called what? The altar. It's a partitioning. That's what God did. He separated it. How come he didn't create the fish first? And the fish is now swimming. Then we now create the lion. And the lion will be trying to come out of the water because he wants to drown. We have discernment like God. He has made us in his own image. So that was partitioning. So when you do partitioning in your private spaces, you must have those spaces that are your private enclave. When God said he names this place the Garden of Eden, I was coming here this morning, I did Google Map. So it was bringing me here till I got to the beginning of that street. The beginning of that street, Jide something, identifies this area. This pavilion is named. So if this pavilion is named, it is a private space dedicated to a leadership, dedicated to a perimeter, you know. And that was what God did. He did his own partition. So once you partition your space, then if I want to use the restroom now, maybe as a guest, there's a restroom they will carry me to. If any other general, female, want to use the restroom, I'm sure you will carry them to a female restroom, right? If the male want to use the restroom, you will carry them to the male restroom. Why? All those things are for security readiness, to separate your private space. So in your house where you live, there are partitionings too, as God did. You have your external perimeter, which is the environment. If an estate is an environment. You have your own compound there, which is getting closer into your private place. You put a gate, you lock it. Sometimes you put a gate man to process access control. So if God did partitioning, you should do partitioning. You get to some people's house, there's a general parlor for the guests. Then the man now comes and says, Dio, what are you doing? Oh, come, let's go inside. It's not his bedroom. He's upgrading your access control to another level. You know, and in that your private space, which is your home, that is where we start to make the first mistakes. Because your children is another generation. So whatever the children take from you, they are taking it to the next generation, which is their generation. You hear people say, our forefathers used to. You know, so if you are in your private space, you must be sure that you control privacy. I did an experiment with a man. Every morning, I told him, let me be your driver for 2 weeks. He said, okay. I will carry him. I'll carry the children to school and come back. Carry the children to school and come back. After 2 weeks, he said, what have I achieved? I said, don't worry. Do you know that if that man gets to traffic lights, if he wants to beat traffic lights, the children will stop him. Daddy, it's red. He said, people are moving. He said, no, it's red. But he told me he used to do the 3 seconds, 4 seconds before the light will finally stop you. He wants to. The children said, no, it's that man that was slow. That's why the red came on. They will stop. No, Daddy, go back. In their streets, there are some people. I used to ask them. I was asking them. He didn't know. Does your daddy agree? Say, and that man that used to sell something there, Daddy will ask him to check the tire, and when he checks the tire before they go out, because driver does not come when they go to church. Okay, so Daddy used to play with him very well. And now slow down there. I now ask the guy, how are you? He said, fine. I said, what was this one's name? He said, Tunde. I said, what was this one's name? He called the name. What was this one's name? He called the name. I said, okay, do you know them very well? He said, their father is my friend. So, on a particular day, I got to the house. The man was not there. I told the man to follow me. When he came, I said he should knock the door and go inside. He knocked the door. The child, hey, Uncle Tunde, opened the door for him to enter the house. So, we are talking about how we are together, right? I'm just trying to grow the movement. Okay, now, if your private space is your house, why must you not include access control instruction into your private space? When people come to church, the ushers supposed to discern. See, we have discerning spirit. Sometimes I tell somebody when I'm on duty, I said, can I see you a minute? I'll just start talking with you. I'm searching you. I'm searching you. I may even tell you, I like this your suit. What's the texture? I've felt this mic stuff here already. What's the texture? This, man, you didn't buy this in Nigeria. I'm checking you up. The way you came, you just frowned your face. I hope there's no problem. Anybody that has criminal intent, has anticipatory caution. He has this anticipatory caution. If he's the one seated here and he has a gun and he wants to shoot me, if I'm standing here and there's someone here and I'm the VIP protector, I have scanned. That kind of person, he won't know when I would send someone to meet him that someone is calling him outside. He will just follow them outside. If he does not follow them, then at that point he will want to initiate the purpose why he's there. Because once we take him outside, we have separated him from the crowd. So those are kind of trainings you give to ushers, you give to the choir. Sometimes choirs, they are singing, and they don't know that as they are singing, they should be watching. Because when you are ministering, people lift up holy hands, people can be in the spirit, because in your private space, you drop your guard. That is why the perimeter is your guard. So you must ensure that in your house, you do that also. The kitchen has a lot of dangerous weapons. The kitchen. It's not everybody that should enter your kitchen. Because I can come to your house and go to your kitchen and initiate barbaric acts with your gas cylinder. Am I talking to somebody? There are weapons there like knives and other things I could use. So that's why even in the kitchen, you will see cupboards. It's another space. So if the cupboard is locked, that means I can't access those things. So there should be access control at every point in your private space. Then if you look at your private space too, what is your perimeter defense? There is need sometimes to just put a low fence. You know, I go to some countries, I'll just see the fence. You could just do like this and enter the compound. I say, man. In some countries, you see the fence, you will see the barbed wire, you will see the electric shock, this thing there, you know. Then you look inside, you will see a dog. So you'll be wondering, what's happening? You know. So because of the security situation of a place, so that means wherever you live, the security information around that place will inform the kind of perimeter protection that you should put. Then you can now see, you ask some people, where are your kids? Say they are playing in the compound. He knows that the compound has a perimeter protection. They can't just go out. Why? There's a gate man there, he has instruction. Why? There's a gate. They can't open my gate. It's remote controlled. Why? You know, so many things will show how your comfort shows that they are outside there, they are safe. So if we look at the perimeter protection, do we understand that some people use an extra device called the CCTV? There was a child that got drowned recently in a pool. Who read it? Okay. The only way to know was the CCTV camera installed in that facility. They now saw that the child first fell into the water, managed himself out. You know, the children are curious. Some people will say, my child is too stubborn. I say, hey, stop that. Say, my child is active. You know, they are born like that. Then the child fell in again and went lower. So it did not surface because he has lost air and has accumulated, yes, water. So while he was down there, they finished what they were doing, they went out. We'll get to that level. So look at your perimeter. Be sure that there is protection depending on where you live. Some areas where you live, the main facility, like the estate protection, is secured. So you will now see smaller fences inside the estate. You know, they are banking on that. So then you move forward now, you ask yourself, why did God ask Adam to name the animals? You see, one of the greatest challenges in Nigeria, we didn't ask ourselves, because Adam named the animals. He counted them. That is data. We don't take data. I was happy when the guy said, I can't go in, even if I'm a speaker, I should still write my details. I don't know if the guy is here. I'm so impressed. He said I should write my details. So I wrote my name. I saw province. Okay, I skipped that one. I wrote my phone number. Then he said I should put my email, that there's space for my email. Then I wrote my email. You know, I felt comfortable. If you have gone through what some of us have gone through, if you see the porosity in a place, you will leave. You have to leave because it's not secure. Now, drop my details there. Even if the detail I dropped is wrong, do you know there is a way to know people's handwriting? It's a different course in security. So it's a way. Those days when I was doing pure access control personally like an operative, if you drop your phone number, I will still call that number with my phone. If it didn't ring, the man will say, no, it's the other phone, it's in my car. I say, okay, but which one is this one? You should have given us the number of the phone in your hand. Another matter will start there. Data is very key. Data. You must have the data base of all the people that have key responsibility in your facility, in your perimeter, within your enclave. You must have the data. So, if you see people in an estate going out now, I tell people where I put protection for estate. I say, okay, this thing, we are looking at cost. There is a house help. The house help is not under the data of the estate. Who is that person? Be like say she dey work for one man house. The man came from a journey. He didn't even know that his sister that was staying with him has employed another person too. And the estate don't have record of that person. So in a church, when we take data, we think the data we are taking is just to follow up the person. So I told someone the other day, I said, God is a secret agent. God. Because he will ask us to do follow-up on the first timer. So you like to do follow-up on him so that he will come to church next time. He will come for men fellowship. You like to sometimes say, Pastor, we say, have you gone to his house? You know, brother, we want to come to your house. He said, you are welcome. You go to his house, you know, and when you get to his house, you now see one Ogboni sign somewhere. You know, by going to his house, you have had access to be able to discern the personality that he is. Yeah. Imagine going to his house and you just see one young girl with short bomb, short knicker, holding cigarettes and passing and say, Daddy, I'll see you. Say, is that your daughter? She smokes? He said, yeah, she smokes. Your daughter smokes in the house. You know? So some things are settling down on you because you have gone to his house. So what about the workers in church? What about those junior ones in church that maybe could not even pay rent? Why are you looking like this? I've not been able to pay my rent. Do we know his house? Data. Do you have his name? Data. Do you have his account number? I tell some people, I told my staff, when a staff comes to work with me, they think, anyway, they are known now. I will say, give me your wife's account number. You say, you will quickly give me the account number. I'll send her some money. Hey, thank you, sir. This is the only place my husband have worked that the man has sent me money. I'll say, no problem. It's for the weekend. Just do one small fish. So your guy will relax. He works hard. You know, but I've gotten her what? Her account what? Number. With my experience and my courage now, I'll be able to get the BVN and everything I need. If that person disappears tomorrow, I can get hold of them. There are so many other things you can talk online that you can do. So if you want to have your space secured, you must have lights, which is your discernment, your wisdom, your ability to understand things. Then you must have data. beyond security, securing the perimeter, because there are familiar spirits. We have familiar spirits in the Bible, right? There are familiar spirits. So you won't believe, you won't know when the demon or the devil has taken over someone. So with your experience in ministry, all of us are men here, or women are here too. You have seen someone that did something, you say it's the devil. Ah, Pastor, the devil took over my life. So how did the devil take over your life? That means people can be greedy. That means people can be having criminal mindedness. So if they have criminal mindedness and they have opportunity to enter your space, it becomes a problem. So data is very key. Beyond data, you move forward. You see, there is a place in the Bible where a snake told a woman to eat the apple. So from there, you begin to know that there are those that can corrupt others. There are those that can corrupt others. So what policy do you put in place? Because in law, they call it accomplice. Am I correct? So if you are a driver and somebody is with you and he's supposed to buy 5,000 naira fuel, and he now buys 2,000 naira fuel, and he now gives the petrol attendant 1,000, then he now holds the 2,000, and he gives you 500 from the 2,000. And they come back with the receipt of 5,000 naira fuel. You are an accomplice. And accomplices don't enjoy the benefit of the perpetrator. Now I have 2,000, I give you 500. But you are an accomplice. You know? So beware of accomplices. They are more dangerous than perpetrator. They are. They are. Because a man can kill his wife depending on what his friends are telling him. A woman can poison the husband depending on what someone else is in. Any influence. So you need to check who are your friends. So I tell my daughter, I said, I'm coming to your school today. I'll bring in pizza. Hey! She's in US now. She's a big girl now. I want you and your closest friend to eat that pizza. She will now come with the friends. I'll just be throwing joke questions. So, how are you? How are you doing? You look like you have watched many movies. She'll say, hey, yes, we used to watch movies in our house. You know, my daughter ran away from a girl. Daddy, how did you know this thing? I said, I don't know, but I had discernment. I just told the young girl, I said, you and mommy used to watch Big Brother Africa. Why? He said, it's only when daddy is not around. My daughter did like this. You know, so if you are not careful, you must exercise discernment. So I now looked at what are the things that we should protect. Value. What are the things that we should what? Protect. When I sat down here, when this pastor left to do some other things, he left his phone there. Okay? And I looked back. I saw those other Oga behind. I carried the small phone. I looked. I waited. He came, sat down, and left. Then I dropped the small phone back. Then I dropped my complimentary card on top. Did you see it, sir? So that guy behind, there are all those people behind, their work is not to sit down and give you sanitizer. As these people are here, so they can be enraptured, because this place that we are, your spirit is in charge. Anything that connects to your spirit, now you can even fall down under the anointing. Yeah, it's not your physical. The first time I fell under the anointing, I was angry with myself. Me. Special forces. My wife say, I tell you. But they do say you sabi. Here that we are, sir, your spirit is in charge. Even you that want to minister, that you are a senior pastor, there are some times that they will now tell you, did you not see that brother that left church when you were preaching? You didn't see the brother. Because he was seeing angels that were ministering. He's communicating, his spirit is receiving to disperse. So there are people assigned to take responsibility. Please don't be offended. It's a lesson. I've spoken about the one outside. You know you are my friend. So, value. You drive a car, sir, from your house that have CCTV, bulldogs. You drop your child in the school. You don't even enter the school. So, and one teacher will say, come down. Oh yeah, go in. You look at that school where some of us put our children. It's ramshackle. There is no protection. I pay ransom, but it bitters my heart when they tell me a child was kidnapped or somebody was kidnapped from a school. And I go and look at the school, and I look at you, your value, and I look at your house. From there you go to work, right? In your office there is mobile police, there is fence, everything. You enter your office, you sit down, press button. You are seeing the gate, the backyard. Where is your value? Your child is one of the most expensive things that God has given you. Your child. So you must be careful where you put your child in school. It's not only your wife's responsibility. Because God created man first. Why? Leadership. What school do your children attend? What do they do in such schools? Till my 2 children left Nigeria, their school, I told the school that I will give you free security anytime you are going for excursion. Yes, so my mopole, everybody, I will still be in the car too. The teacher will say, oh God, you think we don't know what to do? I say, I know you know what to do, but the children don't know what to do. So when 2 engage you, who is looking at the other one? So you must be concerned about those things. You see, there is something wrong in our domestic space. Why? You cannot segregate strangers from your domestic space. If I am an electrician, I can enter your room. Will you bring the AC out for me to fix? No, I must enter. So there are strangers in your domestic space. How do you protect against those strangers violating the rules and regulations of your domestic space? Some people have housemaid here. An agent brought it to you. Or your auntie in the village say, I get one girl, very disciplined girl. The mama, now she they help me go farm. The papa, na palm wine tapper. Every Sunday they bring palm wine for me. That little girl has been forced into your hand, whether you like it or not. Sometimes you call an agent to give you a maid. Sometimes you recruit drivers. I recruit for people. So I now started to ask people, what can you do? I can just give you like 2 or 3 because most times these things are not supposed to just, because the other persons that are not supposed to hear it are hearing it. But the first thing I tell people to do is give them a phone. Give them a phone. Make sure the people working in your domestic are using the SIM card that you registered. Because right now that they started this new NIN thing, it affected this CUG VPN stuff. Because everybody can do like 200 lines. Give them a phone. Then make sure you have the authority to go to the communication company and demand for the call log. Don't wait till something happens. Police will now say, where is the number? Number is with you. Go and check the call log. Sometimes you will see the coordinates of the number the person is using to call, which is your number. Whether it's in your house, you will see the address there for the call log. Then you will see where the person is calling. If the person is calling someone in Port Harcourt from it, and you see that the call is like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, put credit on the phone. Put credit on the phone. Don't say it's a waste. When they are misusing it, say, how can your credit? They're controlled like that. They will call. They will make that mistake to call one or two persons that you begin to keep those numbers. Then, in your vehicle, in your house, there are listening devices that you may not use all the time. All the time. There are some times that you activate it so that you can hear what is being said in the car as the person is going with your car. The driver is going, the mechanic is there. You must check your private spaces. You must make sure. If you cannot get a full CCTV because of the money involved, get the ones that have just the bulb. You can also connect. I almost brought one. You can. It's in the market. Nobody should give you a revalued cost. You can check it online. You can get the cost online. Okay. You can put that in strategic places like your kitchen, because you don't know what some people that are cooks put in your food. You don't know what your uncle that came to your house went to do in your kitchen. So you must be able to have a third eye there. Okay? Then all of this now taking us finally to a place where you are now thinking about yourself. Who are the kinds of people that you relate with? What are the kind of character that you should be scared of? Are you hearing about the fraud cases in Nigeria now? Now, the fraud cases in Nigeria, they arrest the perpetrator. They don't arrest the accomplices. So after they take the perpetrator away, the accomplices grow from accomplice to perpetrator. Is it possible for an accountant general to move 80 billion without any other accountant knowing what they happen? It's not possible. I do training for ICANN people also. So you yourself now, you are seeing this. You must know that there is correlative relevance between a perpetrator and an accomplice. So anytime you see somebody that breaches some kind of safety and security policy, begin to think,